Hello.
Hola. I'm back. Does it work?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Okay,
Hey.
we're going on.
Yay!
Yay!
Hey.
Here
So
we
you
go.
guys, I have my Skittles.
Okay, but go ahead and Kara, I can do it for you, but just go ahead and I'm gonna turn off my video, so you can go ahead and stop and mute your video. I'm gonna do it both for mine. I can do yours if you want.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I should stand closer or what's going on here.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on.
we're live. We're here.
Hi.
Hi.
How do people, they can chat, right? Isn't it Q&A?
They can chat to us. There's 17 people.
How do you know that?
See, you click on participants. Let's see. Attendees.
Oh. So they can see us right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so say hi. Say
Hi,
hi.
everyone. Let's see. Who's on?
See who we know.
Oh,
Megan!
Hey, Megan. Marissa's on. Hi, everyone.
Hello. Wait, let me get out of this. Okay.
Great.
Shall we start?
Yeah, we'll get on. There's like 30 people on. We'll get started. All right, so we're gonna have a fun little storytelling thing today, fun little story time and an interview. I'm Lena. I'm one of your co-hosts tonight. I'm 20 years old. I'm a sophomore at Wheaton College. I've been involved in empowerHER since 2016, I believe, at the Mother's Day retreat. That was my first event. I lost my mom when I was 15 years old to cancer and got involved in empowerHER about a year after, and it's been amazing ever since. I'm interning for empowerHER this summer, so super excited about that. And I'm here with Muriel.
Yeah, I'm Muriel. I'm in my first year of college. I'm 19 years old. I joined empowerHER when I was about 15-ish years old, and I lost my mom when I was 3 years old to a heart attack.
So we have a bunch of exciting and like fun, lighthearted stuff for you tonight. First, we have a few housekeeping things just to keep in mind. So if you're joining from your phone, you'll get better connection if you're on Wi-Fi instead of 4G or 5G. So try to make sure you're connecting to Wi-Fi. We're putting everyone on mute tonight for now, but make sure to just bring a smile because we will bring everyone on at some point so that everyone can say hi to the empowerHER community. And when we do that, we all just want to make sure that we're being respectful to everyone and that we're giving everyone a warm welcome. So that's all. We will be doing an interview later and a Q&A later, but we're going to get started with an icebreaker game. So we're actually going to start with a Skittles game, and we're going to bring Kara on to get that started.
Okay.
Hi, Kara.
Hey, girl.
Hey, can you see me?
Yes.
Oh, you can? Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay, so Kara has a jar of Skittles, and we're basically going to play. Oh, we can't see it.
No?
Try to
No?
put it in front of you, maybe.
Okay. Let me see.
Background.
There you
Yeah.
go. Okay. There's the jar of Skittles, and basically we're going to be playing a fun little game. So everyone's going to guess the number of Skittles in the jar, and to play, you're going to send the your answer in the chat, and basically the panelists, so me and Muriel and Kara and Anne-Marie can all see your answers. So you're going to guess how many Skittles is in that jar and put them in the chat below. We're the only ones who can see your guesses. And I'm going to choose the winner who guesses the closest to the amount of Skittles at 8:30 tonight at the end of the call. So be sure to send your guesses in and be sure to stay throughout the whole call because the winner is going to get a really cool empowerHER package for a prize.
Should I turn it? Should I?
And maybe give us a few angles, a few little views.
A couple? Let me just shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Maybe turn your background off just for a minute, just so that way people can get a better view.
Yeah. Good call. We
Okay.
We want to be fair. People get competitive at these things. So.
No,
yeah.
I know. I totally agree. Let's see. All right.
We're getting good guesses.
All right, I'm going to turn my background off. Is this better?
Yeah.
Yes, let's see those Skittles.
Okay, you ready?
There we go.
I can't. She's like showing them off. She's displaying them.
It's deceiving.
Yeah.
When in doubt, guess higher. Whatever you think this is, it's higher.
It's a big jar. Put like your hand next to it to show how big it is.
Yeah, it
Very
is.
big. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of Skittles.
Yeah. And it's also
Okay.
like a really good prize, so like be sure to participate.
And guys, make sure to put your numbers in the chat. I see so many good votes here, so many good guesses. But keep it coming, because at the end, like Lena said, we'll announce the winner.
And I counted this, and it's a lot of Skittles. So just when in doubt, just up your number. All right. Awesome.
Everyone got their guesses?
I think we got a good amount.
All right. Okay, so we will be announcing at the end of this webinar at 8:30, we're going to be announcing the winner, so be sure to stick around.
And so moving forward with this, we have a lovely guest. Her name is Paris Rosenthal, and she is a book author from New York City. She grew up in Chicago, and she went to college in Vancouver. And along with that, she was the first woman in her high school to play on the men's basketball team. She earned a black belt in Taekwondo with her father, and she started a cancer support group at her college. She enjoys playing soccer, listening to music, writing, organizing, and making things. Her favorite project was working on a book called Dear Girl alongside her mother. So we are going to welcome her here.
Hi.
Hey, Paris.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, we're so glad you're here.
All right. So I guess we'll start off with asking Paris a few questions. So Paris, tell us a little bit more about yourself and about your mother, Amy, and how amazing she was.
You got it. Well, everything you said in your introduction is correct. So that's a little bit about me. And as for my mom, she was an author. She wrote over 35 children's books, and she also wrote a couple adult books about her life. And in addition to being an author, she was an incredible mom. She was always creative and honest and kind. And I'm looking at this little picture of her and I that I have on my desk right here. It's next to me. But yeah, that's a little bit about her.
I love that. And I love that you have a picture on your desk.
Or many.
And I love that you touched on like her being an amazing author and an incredible mother. And so when it comes to the author side, like what was it like for you at like a super young age to end up working with publishers and editors, and like how was that experience for you?
Yeah. So like I said, she wrote a lot of books, and she always worked in our house growing up. She never really worked in an office. So I got to be around her when she was writing these books, and I would help her from time to time with small things here and there, for sure. And then she eventually asked me if I wanted to write a book with her. And of course I said yes. So about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, I wrote a book with her called Dear Girl. And that was the first and only book we wrote together. But yeah, just being around her and her career really inspired me.
Amazing. I love that. And I think Lena has a few questions too.
So the first question, I'm not sure if everyone knows, but you're actually living in New York right now. And like, how did you end up there? How did that come about?
Well, you can't really tell where I am right now because I have a virtual background, but I did move to New York after I graduated college, but I'm from Chicago. I lived in New York the summer before my senior year of college, doing an internship there, and I just loved it. And I knew, and when I lived there, I said, in a year when I'm graduated college, I'm gonna move here. And sure enough, I did. And I just think it's a really great city with a lot of opportunities. And if there's a time to live there, the point in my life that I'm at now is the best time. So that's how I ended up there.
That's awesome. I'm glad you're doing so well there. So I actually got to visit Paris and New York at the beginning of October, and I could just tell like your energy and your vibe there, like you're like so meant to be there. Like I'm glad you're doing so well there.
Thank you.
You're so successful there. So next question, at empowerHER, I've been fortunate to meet a lot of girls my age and other ages who have been able to like relate to my loss and who have been able to give me an insight on how they're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel like you had support after you had first experienced your loss?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So I was in college. So my mom died when I was 20. I was in college when she got sick with cancer, and when she died, I was still in college. So I had a lot of support, but I had a lot of support in college, and then of course like friends that I grew up with who I didn't just meet in college, and my family. I have 2 older brothers. But I didn't really know anyone who experienced the loss of their mother. So when I met everyone at empowerHER, that was really huge for me because I didn't really know anyone before who had gone through the same thing. So I'm just really happy to be connected with everyone that's here. And yeah.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you found it. We're so happy to have you as a part of it. So next question is that obviously the coronavirus is like making everything change and it's like a really hard thing to adjust to. So how has that affected your everyday life, especially like living in New York City and like always being on the go? How has it affected you?
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you asked that because it seems like we wouldn't be talking about the complete picture if we didn't mention that, you know, because it's so
Sure.
prevalent in people's lives right now. Well, like I said, I am technically living in New York, but I came home to Chicago to be with my family, so that's probably the biggest way that it's impacted my life. Just I'm not in New York anymore doing my usual routine, but I am grateful that I'm able to be safe with my family in the house that I grew up in. So yeah, I had to leave the place where I usually reside in.
Right. Yeah, I feel like family is definitely like really important right now, which is why like it's such like an important thing to talk about in empowerHER and in this environment is like how the virus is affecting everyone, because I know that it's like really important to be with your family at these times.
Sure.
The last question we have for you is kind of a little bit of a fun one. So what's your morning routine and like how, especially like right now, how things have changed? Are you sleeping in late? Are you getting up early? And like how are you keeping your sense of like normal during these times?
Mm-hmm. The honest answer is that I do wake up early. I wish I could sleep in really late, but I just wake up early because I feel like I have things I want to do and I just want to be awake and start the day. But in terms of my morning routine, definitely starts with coffee. In terms of normalcy, I've been trying to continue to do something that's good for my brain and something that's good for my body every day, which is what I try to do normally. So definitely continuing to do that. Been doing a lot of yoga, still working remotely. So yeah, those are, I would say those are the ways that I'm trying to keep some sense of normalcy.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being so honest with us and for sharing more about us. I know a lot of people wanted to hear more before we hear your book, and we're so excited for you to read Dear Girl. This is one of my like favorite children's books I've ever found, and I didn't find it until I was an adult, so I'm so excited for everyone to hear.
Thank you.
So yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Here is my book. Oh, I guess I should turn this background off really quick. There we go. Okay, much better. This is my book, Dear Girl, written by Amy Paris Rosenthal, my mom, and me. Are we ready to read?
Yeah.
Of course.
Awesome. Here we go. Can you see if I hold it like this?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Dear girl, keep that arm raised. You have smart things to say. Dear girl, sometimes you may feel like being pink and sparkly. Sometimes you may feel pretty much the opposite. Dear girl, look at yourself in the mirror. Say thank you to something that makes you, you. Thank you, freckles. Thank you, birthmark. Thank you, red hair. Dear girl, sometimes you just need a good cry. Sometimes you'll need a friend. Sometimes you'll need to be alone. Sometimes you'll need a tissue. Sometimes you'll need a bucket. Dear girl, do you know that there's no such thing as asking too many questions? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Dear girl, write down your thoughts once in a while, even if it's just to enjoy the way your pen feels against the paper. Dear girl, make your room awesome. Make your room you. And while you're at it, make your bed. Dear girl, don't ever lose your sense of wonder. Dear girl, sometimes you've just got to stop and dance. Dear girl, find people like you. Find people unlike you. Dear girl, create traditions, fun, crazy handshakes, and silly inside jokes. Dear girl, if your instinct is telling you to say no, you know? Dear girl, coloring outside the lines is cool too. Dear girl, there are no rules about what to wear or how to cut your hair. Dear girl, do you know what's really boring? When people say how bored they are. Dear girl, gosh, I don't know. I've got this. Listen to your brave side. Dear girl, you won't be invited to every single party on the planet, which is really okay. Can you imagine how exhausting that would be? Dear girl, a tree trunk is the perfect place for quiet thoughts to be thunk. Dear girl, whenever you need an encouraging boost, remember, you can turn to any page in this book. Most of all, dear girl who I love, know that you can always, always, always turn to me. The end.
Yay! Yay, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Paris.
Thanks for listening.
It was amazing. I didn't have my camera on before, but hi, everyone. I'm Anne Marie. For those who don't know me, I'm the development director here at empowerHER. We're so grateful for you for doing that, Paris. And thank you, Lena and Muriel, for moderating. So we are going to give everyone an opportunity. It seemed like last time that we had everyone join us, people wanted to get their cameras on and to engage a little bit more. So you asked and we listened. So I'm going to make the video available for everyone in the audience. You don't have to, of course, be on video, but it is available to you. And we're just going to create community and say hi to one another. So when your video does go live, say hi Paris, our special guest. And then just stay tuned because then we're going to bring Kara on and we're going to announce our Skittles winner. So as I make this available, you'll see if you're on a phone or if you're on a computer that you will have the ability to jump on and say hi. So I hope the video comes on for some of you and you can figure out, hopefully, on your device to say hello and be seen. So I'm just doing one at a time. So hopefully we start to see some beautiful faces.
Yay!
Yay, I see one. I see another.
Hi.
Hi.
Want to say hi? No?
How about puppies there?
Yeah, her dog is gonna say hi.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
This is so
Hello.
Here. Hi.
Hello.
Nora.
Hello.
I love it.
I love it. I love it. And we have some more members of the empowerHER community.
Abby. Donna.
Hi, I'm Donna Drake. I host a TV show in New York. I'm in New York and Long Island, sending everybody love around the world.
Oh,
Great
hello.
story.
Hi, Abby.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Staying busy this downtime we're having?
Yeah. By laying in bed and watching Netflix.
Am I on it?
Hello.
Hi, Paris. It's Danielle.
I know, I see you. I'm waving.
You.
Hi.
Oh my God, this is so awesome, guys.
I love it.
It's so fun. I haven't had this much interaction in a long time.
Oh my god, I can't believe it's happening. Hi.
Oh, hey.
Good.
Paris, your book is amazing.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Thank you.
I have this one too. It's helping me
Donna.
out during this time.
Yep.
How can we acquire your book, Paris?
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Danielle, to a video that they're posting on their
Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Donna.
Sorry.
Glad I had it.
Oh no, you want it?
I'm very surprised. Maybe that's what they're doing right now, you know? Like they're more invested on the online stuff.
I don't know if you are.
Hi.
Probably why.
think
Well,
we
that's
have
great.
everyone.
I'm glad.
Say hi, Lona.
Hi.
Oh my god, I've never met someone whose mom died. I'm gonna post it on the internet.
Oh, hey.
She's still messing around in the garage, trying to figure out how to wrap the comfort boxes. Good morning, Sherry.
Steven, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Really happy to see you. Finding a last-minute person on a weekend to Ben cover with me isn't the easiest chore.
That's very, very good.
And Rooney. Leslie. Oh my God, Ashley, Danielle, Margot, Danielle.
Anne-Marie, you're muted.
Sorry, I'm back. I just muted us all. So Kara and I should be the only ones in Paris too that aren't muted. So please just make sure that you're muted. I can do it for you, but it's way easier for me if you just mute yourself.
No, turn your fire off so they see me.
All right, great. Just giving everyone a chance to get muted. Can I just ask really quick? I want to take a selfie because I just think this is so awesome. Can everyone just smile for my selfie right now?
Yay!
Yay, ready? 1, 2, yay! So cute, so cute. Well, thank you all so much. That was so fun. I wasn't sure how that was gonna work out, but this is so incredible to have us all on the screen right now. Just remember to stay muted. Like I said, I can do it for you, but it's easier for me if you just don't mind muting. And to mute, you just hover over your face and there's a little button that says mute, just because that way we can hear everyone. So I am going to go ahead and reintroduce Kara. She has our Skittles, and Lena as well. Lena, unmute yourself because Lena is going to announce the winner of our Skittles. Not quite yet. We'll hear from our founder, Kara, first, and then we'll announce the big winner.
All right, you tell me, Anne-Marie, when am I on?
You are on. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. All right. So I'm Kara Belvin. For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm so proud to know you. And as anyone or anyone who doesn't know already about my story, I was 9 when my mom died of breast cancer. I grew up in Connecticut and started empowerHER now just 5 years ago, and have grown this beautiful community of strong and confident and compassionate girls and women. And I'm so proud that you guys are all on this call tonight. So I started empowerHER 5 years ago, really just to give girls like you a chance to meet other girls whose moms died, because that's what I so desperately wish, that I had. And so here I am. I'm just proud to know you, and so excited that Lena and Muriel are now taking the reins and bringing more community to empowerHER today. Paris, I've known now for over a year, and I adore you, and I adored your mother. And so I'm just really proud to see our community grow. So that's all. Just wanted to say hi.
Yay. Thank you so much, Kara. So we're so honored to have Paris here. And we don't get this opportunity all that often. So if you have a question for Paris before we announce our Skittles winner, you can go ahead and actually raise your hand. There should be a raise hand feature, I think, somewhere. And we will get to you and we will unmute you so that you can ask Paris herself a question. Until then, let's go ahead and go back to Lena, because Lena's gonna drum roll and announce our winner.
Okay, so the winner of the Skittles will receive a copy of Dear Girl, which is the book that Paris just read us, a copy of Project 123, which is another book, an empowerHER t-shirt, and an empowerHER mug. So the winner, drum roll please, is Abby.
Yeah, Abby!
Congrats! Congrats, Abby. You're getting some really cool prizes. It's super exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing.
Good job.
Yay. And guess how many Skittles exactly were in there? Was way more than what anybody else thought. It was actually 780 Skittles. And nobody came close, but Abby was the closest. There were a couple of others who were in the running, but that was not an easy question because it was hard to see how many were in there. So great job, Abby.
Thank you.
Okay, so I didn't notice any hands raised to ask Paris a question. But if you would like to ask Paris a question and be featured on our little video chat here, now is the time to ask her a question. So I have a couple of questions, but I prefer if other people go first. So go ahead and raise your hand, or feel free to write in the chat as well, and we will call on you so that you can ask her a question. Okay, Marissa. Hi, Marissa.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Are you staying busy with this downtime we're having?
Here it's raining outside, so I'm just like staying indoors and stuff.
Well, that's amazing. You were our superstar last week on our fireside chat, so it's so nice to get to see you again.
Thank you.
So what do you want to ask Paris?
I'm gonna ask her what her favorite book that her mom or she wrote.
Oh, wow. A favorite book that my mom wrote? Or, That's a good question. Well, I don't know if you've heard of the book Little P, but that's one of the first children's books that she wrote, and it's about a little pea, like the food, who doesn't like eating candy, which is kind of ironic. But she told me that story as a bedtime story, and then she turned it into a children's book, and it's dedicated to me for that reason. So that's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah. Also, I noticed that in your background, I see my name, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for your question.
Oh, thank you. That was great. Great question. Okay, on to the next. I don't see any raised hands right now. We'll give it a minute before I ask my questions. Kara actually has one, so we'll bring Kara back on.
Anne Marie, there's people in the chat who are asking questions.
Oh.
It's I don't know why it didn't pop up for the raise your hand.
Got it. Okay. Oh, I have one. Okay, then we'll wait for on Kara. We have Gianna. Oh, hi Gianna. Let's go ahead and unmute you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you staying busy? How are you?
Yeah, schoolwork's kind of really busy for me.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular that you like to do while you have all this time at home?
I do like hanging with my dog. I really like my dog.
Can't go wrong with the dog. I'm jealous. I don't have a dog.
Yeah. My neighbors just got a puppy, so they kind of made best friends.
Oh. What kind of dog is it?
I have a Shishon. It's a mix of a Shih Tzu and a Bichon Frise.
Awesome.
I love Bijons.
I know, they're so cute.
I know. My family has like a white fluff ball, and she's a Bichon named Lucy.
Aww.
So what question do you have for Paris?
Paris, when did you start wanting to become an author?
Well, I've always loved writing for sure. When I was younger, I would write anything from poems to lists to short stories. So I was always like writing. But I was 20 years old when this book came out. And then after this book came out, I wrote the sequel to this book called Dear Boy with my dad. And I am working on another couple books right now. So I guess when I really became serious was about 3 years ago, and I'm just continuing to write because it's something I love to do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Great question.
Do you like writing?
Yeah, I do. It's actually my favorite subject in school. I like making up like my own stories, but they're never that good.
I'm sure they are. That's great.
Awesome. Next, we have Nora. Hi, Nora.
Hello. I have a question. How do you get the ideas?
Good question. Yeah, that's a great question. Well, this book, my mom and I both had the idea for it to be a book for girls and a book of empowerment and advice. And then as you saw and heard, the format of each page is pretty similar. And then in terms of the next book, Dear Boy, is just kind of a logical sequel. So there weren't too many like ideas for the next book because we already had the foundation with this book. But in general, in terms of ideas, I would just say like reading other books gives me ideas. Writing for fun gives me ideas. Living my life gives me ideas. Yeah, but that's a really good question.
Great. Thank you so much, Nora. On to the next one, Kayla. Hi, Kayla.
Hi.
How
Hi.
are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, are you making it through all of this?
Yeah.
As
I
best
have a
you
question.
can, right?
Like, when did your mom die, and like, how do you feel about it? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one. She died 3 years ago. I was 20. I'm 23 now. Yeah, it is the biggest thing that has happened in my life so far, which is maybe an obvious statement. But I'm really grateful that I wrote this book with her, because it's kind of this piece of art that lives on forever. And also all of the books she wrote, it's really helpful to be able to turn to her work and her art and feel connected to her that way. I could answer that question for a long time and in many ways, but that's a short answer.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Paris. Great questions. I think, did Lorna have a question?
I think she said no in the chat.
No. Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. I, for some reason, thought you did. I think I got everyone in the chat. And before Kara and I ask a couple of questions, if you do have any more for Paris, you can go ahead and raise your hand or write in the group chat. But I think we got everybody. Okay, well, I will ask questions. Yes, great questions. I will ask my question. Paris, if you could go back to any age in your life, what age would you go back to and why?
That's such.
Oh man, that is a good one.
Yeah.
I would have to think about that, but
you can give a couple.
Yeah, I don't know about a specific age, but let's say 12 years old, which is kind of an arbitrary answer, but I yeah, like sometime in middle school, or I went to a pretty small middle school and elementary school, and those people that I was friends with then are still my best friends now. I had a little, yeah, those are my best friends, and those people were all at my mom's funeral.
Dad, can I stop the group chat? Can I stop the group chat? Because it's getting boring.
I just stopped the group chat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just a really lighthearted and fun time of life, so that was a good age.
Cool.
What a beautiful answer. I know that's a tough question to ask. I know for me, sometimes I immediately think back, well, I think the best years of my life was probably with my mom. So I think, like, if I could go back to any age, maybe I would go back to age 8 or 9, because I lost my mom when I was 10 years old. And I often think back to that time to being the best days of my life. But realistically, I don't know if I would choose those ages. I don't want to choose an age just based off that. Obviously, that's such an important and prominent piece. But I do feel like my mom lives in my heart with me. So if I could go back to any age, I'm 28 now. I would probably go back to age maybe 19 or 20, just because I was in college and learning so much and meeting some of my best friends that I have now. But it really is such an interesting question, because for some girls like us, I know at least for me, there's really two ways to look at the question.
Yeah, totally.
But it's a great answer.
Yeah.
So I want to now open the floor back to Kara. If Kara has any questions for Paris. and we will wrap it up shortly.
Right, am I on? There I
We're
am.
back on.
Hi, Paris.
Hi, Kara.
So I just wanted to kind of wrap it up and say that, you know, the one thing that I take away from tonight is that we all can relate to our loss. So it doesn't matter what age you were when your mom died. It doesn't matter how she died. It doesn't matter all these circumstances. My goal when I started empowerHER was just to create community so that everyone could feel connected. And so to Paris, you know, I'm 43 years old, which sounds super old. Paris is super young, but Paris and I are very connected to each other. And
very young.
Well, yeah, but Paris, I felt an immediate connection to Paris when I met her, not only because I knew who her mother was, you know, in a virtual space, because my kids' favorite children's books were written by her mom, but I felt really connected to Paris. And I feel like that for everyone on the call tonight, as you travel through your life, when you meet another girl who knows what it's like to lose your mom, it can bring you really closer together. So for Paris, I would say, I'm really proud that you're on the call tonight to show the girls just how brave you are and how you've powered through your grief. So if you would, just for a second, let us know, what has it been like for the last 3 years? You know, college and now your big job in New York City and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like?
Yeah. Well, thank you for everything that you just said. What's it like? Yeah, I kind of devoted what I studied in college a little bit to like death and how death is talked about around the world. And so immersing myself in these topics that were was really helpful to me. And I would just say it definitely consumed my life a lot, and yeah, but not always in negative ways. And yeah, I mean, again, I could answer that for a long time, but people told me that things would get better with time, and it's really hard to understand what that means when it first happens, but I do think that's true. And just continuing to be open to things and meeting people like you all at empowerHER, and all these things are helpful and allow you to get back on your feet, so to speak. So it's been hard, but it's also very, very, very hard, but also have met people that I would have never met and experienced things I would have never experienced. So I'm grateful for all of those things.
Paris, does Dear Girl bring like a sense of comfort, a sense of warmth? Is it like more of an emotional thing to do? Like, I'm just curious as far as really like finding that balance, because like, for example, I have this this card that my mom wrote me. And I keep this card on my bureau. And for so long, I didn't keep the card on my bureau just because it was so emotional for me, because it has her handwriting. And really, like, there's something about words, as you can probably attest to this more than I can, but there's something about words, and there's something about, you know, something that you made together. Like for me, that card was for my 10th birthday, and I just remember it so clearly. And so it made me emotional for a while, so I didn't keep it on my bureau. And grief is so personal, right? So everybody grieves in their own way. But I decided to take this card out because I'm like, you know what? Rather than me thinking that this brings me down or makes me emotional, it really brings me warmth. And now I love it. Like I get happy every time I see this card on my bureau. And I was wondering what that would be like from a book perspective, especially something that you both worked so hard on as authors to do that. So I was just wondering what that dynamic was like.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say a little bit of both. Like, for example, I have been lucky enough to go into various elementary schools in different cities, whether that be Chicago, New York, Vancouver, and read this book to students, mostly young students, like kindergarten age. So that's both like emotional because I wish that she was doing it with me, but at the same time, reading it and seeing how it affects kids is such a fulfilling experience. So that's amazing, and I have her to thank for that, for kind of propelling me into this situation. And yeah, like I said, of course I wish we were doing it together, but I am trying to make her proud by doing it on my own and continuing to do these things. So I think that's a really good question. Thanks.
An even better answer. That's amazing. It's really inspiring.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone for being here. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Paris. This was so great. Are there any other last minute questions for Paris?
Kara, how long did it take you to count those Skittles now that we know the number?
It took about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. It's a lot. It's a lot more Skittles than you think.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Well, that's so great. So I do have one last request since we have a couple of minutes. I feel like we've all been sitting. I've been sitting so much. I feel like we all just need to get up and say, thank you, Paris, really loud, and have your hands up and get up and move, because I know I've been stuck for forever. So you want to take yourself on mute, get up, stand up, and then give a big jump up and down. Thank you, Paris.
Okay, thank you, Paris.
Thank you, Paris. Get up. Paris. I'm gonna do it on 3, okay?
Oh.
We'll do it on 3. So if you're sitting down, it's time to get up. There's no excuses. We've been quarantined, so we can get up just for 2 seconds. All right, ready? And take yourself off mute if you heard.
I'll get up too, just for fun.
That's what I like to hear.
Ashley, I love Ashley.
All right, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Paris.
Thank you, Paris.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Paris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're awesome. Guys, I hope you have a great rest of your evening.
You too.
Good night, Marissa. Love you, Marissa.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night, Madeline. Good night,
Bye,
Madeline.
everyone.
Goodbye to Jen.
Bye.
Bye, Jen.
Good night.
Bye, Jess. Bye, Kayla. Bye, Fern.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Abby. Bye, Megan.
Bye.
Bye, Leroy.
Bye.
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 Bye, hun.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Kayla.